Much like my favorite movies list, this video will be shorter due to the lack of movies I saw compared to last year. I'm now covering the 5 worst movies of 2020 I saw, all of which I covered before in my monthly reviews, so this will just be a quick version of my thoughts. So, let's get this over with, please.
I see trees of green.
Doodle is an adventure comedy directed by Stephen Gaghan, who also wrote the movie with Dan Greger and Doug Mand. A couple of kids find the fabled doctor in his closed estate and go on an adventure to save the sick queen. Oh, and he can also talk to animals. So this is what Robert Downey Jr. does after leaving the MCU? Let's not make this character last another 11 years. Doolittle's a mixture of unfunny jokes, questionable accents, a pace that would be dangerous to read on a heart monitor, celebrity cameos as natural fitting as Family Guy cutaway gags. But if I did have to give it one positive, the theater I saw it in was pretty quiet, so I think those other 4 people.
Oh, what a wonderful world.
One of the more recent adaptations of the ghost story, The Turn of the Screw, a nanny is hired to take care of 2 creepy-ass kids in a creepy-ass house with a creepy-ass backstory. Directed by Floria Sigismondi and written by twin brothers Chad and Carrie W. Hayes. January started out strong with another red font titled PG-13 scary kid horror movie. Do you like movies with long sequences that end up just being dreams/visions, unnatural decisions, and horribly written character motives? And the best part, don't you hate it when a movie has an actual ending? It doesn't just stop in the middle of a horror scene? Then look no further than The Turning.
Congratulations to each of you on winning the contest, and welcome to Fantasy Island.
So, what's your fantasy?
The 1970s to 80s TV show Fantasy Island is adapted into a horror prequel movie created by Blumhouse, The Natural Next Step. A group of people take a trip to a mystical island where they are promised that their deepest fantasies will come true. Things take very little time to turn for the worse. Directed by Jeff Wadlow, who wrote the film with Chris Roach and Jillian Jacobs. If you thought January was the only place you had to worry about PG-13 horror crap, think again, because February is just as bad. On the same Blumhouse level as Truth or Dare, it's as bad as you expect. No likable characters, an uninteresting story, and a twist that becomes pretty obvious yet nonsensical as the pieces are laid out. Look, Blumhouse, I know they can't all be Get Out, but Jesus Christ, do any of them have to be Fantasy Island? Once again, Disney is remaking an animated classic that isn't really that old or even warrants a remake in the first place, and throws hundreds of millions of dollars to make a bad version of a good movie. Only this time, you can spend $30 on it if you really want to watch it first. I saw it for free and I think they still owe me something. Mulan is literally just the story of Mulan from the animated 1998 film, but longer, and small changes don't really change the overall synopsis. Directed by Nikki Caro and written by Rick Jaffa, Amanda Silver, Lauren Hynek, and Elizabeth Martin. Is Mulan the worst Disney remake so far? No, The Lion King still exists. However, it's near the bottom, no doubt. I just talked about this movie in my last What I Saw This Month, so I'll give you the condensed version. You have bad acting in front of pretty backgrounds. You have visual metaphors that are beaten into your brain to the point of hilariousness at its sincerity. There's goofy-ass action that's edited together so erratically you can't appreciate the wire work and choreography that clearly went into filming it. And if you like your action scenes cutting faster than you can blink, don't worry, the regular dialogue and character scenes are just as bad.
I'm Hua Mulan. I will bring honor to us all.
But you didn't.
We want to know everything about the man you work for.
The man? Oh no. This isn't about the father. This is about the son, Artemis Fowl.
Based on the YA fantasy book series, Artemis Fowl is about a boy genius who is trying to find his missing dad, and along the way comes into conflict with fairies and an evil creature. Plus, Josh Gad plays a dwarf who eats dirt and shoots it out of his butthole. Directed by Kenneth Branagh somehow, while being written by Connor McPherson and Hamish McColl. Out of all the movies I saw this year, Artemis Fowl I think is still the worst one. You have performances that feel like it's everyone's first time. Well, at least one person. And if you have an actor that's actually trying, give them a stupid voice. That way everyone's delivery is off. Editing is more choppy than a wave in a hurricane, a story that's going nowhere, real damn fast, inconsistent uses of technology, a villain you never really get to see, you just hear them on a phone call, side characters that just come in and out of the movie whenever they need to. Literally everything you could do wrong in a movie, Artemis Fowl did. And that wraps up the worst 2020 had to offer. In movie form at least. Stick around for next time, where the second annual Me's will be here, and we hand out awards to some films we didn't talk about in these last two videos. See you guys then.